This is the Rangers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
20 runs on 22 hits for the Rangers. Where has this offense been all season long? Where has it been? Why so late? Where were you in May and June and July? July was a little better. But good to see the Rangers take advantage of it, and good to see them do it against the Angels. And here we go. Welcome in to the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Biggs, a longtime host and reporter. Thank you very much for watching the Locked On Sports Rangers and also the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you'll find the great work of Bryce Paterick each and every day. And again, that's where you can find Bryce, and we're with you after every single game. Huge win for the Rangers tonight, 20-3. Great way to wrap up the homestand with a record of 5-1. And here we go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, the Rangers responded last night with what should have been 7-0 shutout. They won it 7-3. Tonight, though, not only an exclamation point, but a little payback for some of those tough losses in Anaheim. The Rangers rout the Angels 20-3. This time, great to see the home runs again. Adolis, Joc Pederson, another beauty for Corey Seager. Even Kyle Higashioka got another one at home, despite that debacle in the seventh inning. We'll get to that in a minute. But the Rangers were able to just pound the Angels, humiliate the Angels, and a great way to wrap up not only the homestand, but also the season series with their rivals from Anaheim. So 20-3, everybody got a hit. Everybody got a hit tonight, which is great. That's what you want to see. If you're wondering when or what were the most runs that have ever been scored by a team in baseball history, well, of course, the Rangers have the modern day record of 30 back in 2007 when they beat the Orioles. But before that, the Chicago Colts beat the Louisville Colonels in 1897. They scored 36 in that game. So the way this was going tonight, I was kind of hoping maybe when the bases got loaded, maybe the Rangers could make a run for that record with 3 innings to go. Well, 2, but it's all right. Hey, 20-3, the final. I have said this many, many times. I'm not going to go on a long rant or a long tirade about it. But again, to me, allowing position players to pitch in a game is just inexcusable and unacceptable. And if I were commissioner, which I'm not, if I were commissioner, though, that would be the first thing that I would cancel immediately. I would make a rule with the approval of the owners. No more position players pitching in an MLB game. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace to the game, to the sport. 8 runs in the 7th inning because the guy could barely throw the ball to the plate. I mean, is that what you want to showcase your game? Is that what you want people to spend a lot of money? I mean, the days of, getting a $20 ticket and, spending $10 at a ball game are long gone. I mean, it is a $3 to $4 the $500 event to go to a game, an MLB game, regular season game, and to have that kind of performance there, I think it's a horrible look. To me, it's the equivalent of resting players in the NBA, which is another travesty. You know how hard it is for a lot of people to get tickets to an NBA game, and when when the games go on sale at the beginning of the season, and you can probably only pick one game that you can go to, and you try to pick one that you think you and maybe your son or your daughter or family member would want to go, and you pick that game, you give your hard-earned money, and then the game comes around and half the team isn't playing because they're resting. I mean, it's disgraceful, and I think it's a really, really bad look. But anyway, 20-3, and like I said, good to see the Rangers humiliate them even more, take advantage of it, and they win it by the final of 20-3. The turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I would say the bottom of the first, when Adolis hit that home run, it was over. When the Rangers gave up, when Jacob Latz gave up the run in the top of the first, I thought, here we go. We're going to have one of those shootout games tonight, but didn't work out that way. Great job across the board by the Rangers on a bullpen night. Another thing that I'm not a big fan of, but Jacob Latz, I think, without a doubt, 4 1/3, ended up throwing 66 pitches, but 2 runs, 4 hits. Jacob Webb came in, inning and 2/3. Crivello gave up a run. That's okay. I thought I like his improvement. I want to keep my eye on him the rest of the season. Sean Armstrong looked great. Caleb Bosley, who is out of options, worked the 8th, and again, 3 runs for the Angels in a laugher game, and they only had 7 hits. So good night all around. Good to see the home runs back. My only little bummer is, aside from the position players, is when you see the Rangers playing like this, it just feels like, is it too little, too late? I mean, I'm glad they're back over 500 again. 5-1 homestand is great, but really, what did they pick up? A game, half a game. I mean, they're 4.5 games out, 27 left to play. They need a run. They got to keep winning. We have said that now, every night for a while. Got to keep winning, and I hope they do that. But just feels like too little, too late. And it's kind of what I said, that when the pressure was there and they couldn't come through, what did I say? I said that once that pressure balloon is popped and everybody writes them off, they'll be able to relax and play and hopefully go on a run. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now. Hopefully, though, I hope they prove me wrong and continue to play well and go on a run and keep winning. And who knows? But again, got to win. And, we talked about the offense and scoring. Well, I think the other big item on the checklist is playing well on the road. Got to play well. They've been horrible on the road, and they have to have a good trip here. I mean, especially with the A's and the Diamondbacks. I mean, you got to win both of those series at least, and hopefully get at least one sweep. So, anyway, that's kind of the takeaway from tonight. When we come back, you might have been wondering, with the bullpen game tonight, where's Kumar Rocker? And also, when you see, we get ready to get into September, and we're counting down the final batch of games. I don't know. Today was still hard for me. I just still almost am like in shock that Eovaldi is done, and again, had no idea that injury was coming. But you just start to think about, okay, what about next season? Where do they go from here? I don't want to go there. Really, I don't. I mean, I really want to hope that there's a miracle run here and that they could, shock the world and go on a run and play like this. And who knows, maybe, with Nate out, maybe Tyler Malley can come back and maybe they can get Rocker back here. So we'll get into that when we come back. But big win tonight. We're going to hear from you via the Rangers comment crew, the RCC. That's coming up next. This is the Rangers POSTCAST. Well, as you know, if you're still paying, and I got to say this, Rangers POSTCAST fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. At first, I thought this is too good to be true, but it is totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card from Amazon and other brands. So don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. And again, offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. And there's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees, it takes all the fun out of it. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Fees are included, and you get to know your total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So, download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. And this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Okay, welcome back to the Rangers postcast. The Rangers over the Angels tonight, 20-3, and we got a lot of people sounding off. Not going to be able to get to everybody, but TCG jumping in. Frustrating to watch these last two games and see what could have been. They did it to themselves, though. No one else to blame. Yeah, that's a good point. And I was starting to think about, the roster, and it's interesting. Like, for example, Adolis. Everybody thinks that, he's gone and this and that, but he's still under club control. He still has one more year, arbitration year. And so I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys think of that. And, would you like to see him come back? I think a big part of that is going to depend on, where they, when you go back and look at this season, where do you put the blame? How much grace do you give? How much? You got a lot of guys that are under contract. Again, Evan Carter under team control. Do you roll the dice again with Evan? I love Evan, but I don't think you can plan on him or count on him just because of his injury history. You bring him back and you hope the best, but I think you need to have a really good option. They tried that this season with Kevin Pillar. They ended up getting rid of him. They brought some different guys up from the system that were, okay, but not championship caliber. And I know, cost and the cap and everything are a part of it, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they can do. And you take a look at like the top 10 projected free agents, and really when you talk about bats and offense, it's Kyle Tucker and Kyle Schwarber, the two Kyles. That's really, it's not, and I think both of those guys are not going to be in the Rangers price range. So I hope that, while they're looking at this team and they're evaluating the relievers and taking a look at who they want to bring back, I hope, their scouts are looking for guys that might be available, but are kind of under the radar that, they need to pounce on early after the season ends. Good evening, Alf. Hope you and Shirley are doing okay. Thank you for getting in. How about them Rangers who had red hot Joc Pederson and El Bombi on their bingo card? Yeah. Good to see, Adolis still playing hard. Good to see Joc finally getting going. But as I said in the open, just too little too late, man. Too little too late. Silent Doom says good stuff here. This is comical. 8 runs off of Peraza in a flash, plus Langford getting plunked by a 38-mile-per-hour pitch. Train guy, Peagle up as usual. Nick says, I know it got out of hand and a bit silly in the 7th, but they looked good tonight. Good offense and a lot of good plate discipline. Yeah, great point, Nick. Before the 7th, they did great. They jumped on Kahanowitz as they should. Almost scored 3 touchdowns and got to keep it going on the road trip. As I said, where's Kumar Rocker, right? What's going on with him? Well, we mentioned this, was it beginning of the homestand or last week, that after he was sent down, he made one start for Round Rock, and it did not go well the beginning of August, and they pulled him out, and he has not pitched in a game since. He's been working on his mechanics and trying to get his arm slot adjusted. But Chris Young said the other day when they were talking about Nathan Eovaldi that he would still like to see Rocker get back up here before the season ends. So we'll see. I mean, I think most importantly, they need to get Rocker right, and they need to get him where he is ready to head to spring training in a few months. And it's more than that, but it's going to be here quick. And he is ready to go and ready to dominate like Jack Leiter, who we're going to see pitch in the opener on Friday night in Sacramento. Eduardo says, great win tonight. Now win the next series and hope the teams take care of Kansas City and Seattle. Yep, that's it right there. Laura says, it's feast or famine. Let's keep feasting. I like that. BB says, wow, whatever you want to say about this team, they are not giving up. I agree. Got to keep it going. Got to keep winning. John Crabtree says, now that the odds of making the playoffs are slim, they do this. Yep. Jim Rockford says, great game. Good to see you back, Jim. There's Isaac. Everyone got a hit. Wow, if the offense stays hot like this, they will make the postseason. Well, I hope so. My only concern is, Isaac, is that the teams ahead of them also need to lose a little bit. And it just doesn't seem like any of the, Boston, New York, Seattle, Kansas City, they're not going to lose a lot. And that's the part that's frustrating. You've seen Cleveland fall back, but it just those teams though, I just don't know how much they're going to lose. But we'll see. We're going to find out, and hopefully the Rangers can indeed make a run. But got to keep it going. And again, this A's team, they're not the same A's team. They're playing a lot more younger players, and got to take care of business this weekend beginning on Friday night. All right, it's going to be a late weekend, late games on Friday night and Saturday night. I will be with you, though, all weekend long, live after the games. We have no Cowboys issues or anything else. So be sure and join me if you can stay up late. If not, I totally understand. We'll be on after the finale on Sunday. And don't forget, tomorrow, full show with a lot to go over from Bryce Paterick on the regular Daily Rangers podcast. So be sure and give that a listen and give Bryce some love and support. He is the OG, and looking forward to hearing that tomorrow. Have a great off day, and we'll do it again Friday night. Rangers win big tonight, 20-3. They rout the Angels. This has been the Rangers POSTCAST.